Yo, hey, hi. So I have a massive issue. It's this big white wall behind me that is so empty and so large that if we try to put like a photo on it, it just looks more depressing. So what are we to do? Maybe throw some wallpaper on it? That's a great idea, except for the huge amount of texture that this wall has. What is there that could cover, I don't know, maybe 100 inches, 120 inches diagonally? Maybe a projector would work. But first, let's back up a bit. As far back as I can remember, I've always wanted to be a gangster. Wait, no, that's not right. I've always wanted a big screen. When I was 5 years old, I was watching Jurassic Park's VHS on a 13-inch CRT TV with a built-in VHS player. But even then, I knew I wasn't getting the full experience. But then, my mom surprised my dad with a brand new rear projection TV. The TV was absolutely massive. It was like 60 inches. I distinctly remember watching Pokemon the Saturday after we got it, marveling at the epic scope of this amazing piece of technology. But then, tragedy. My dad decided that the TV was too big for the living room and went to a smaller size. Disgusting. I had already tasted the epicness of such a large screen. Going back was immoral. And what's the worst part of all of this? I never got to watch Jurassic Park on it. Anyways, my parents got divorced a couple years later because of the TV. Who's to say? Okay, so you might be wondering, who am I to be reviewing projectors? And that's fair enough, because I'm not anyone special to be giving advice on projectors. But I hope this is very helpful if you are trying to buy your first projector, because this is what I went through buying this projector. So look, there's a few key features that Xgimi really wants you to know about. And also, fun fact, there's about 50 million different videos talking about those exact same talking points. I want to be useful here on YouTube, and I don't feel like regurgitating the same specs that everyone else has told you already is helpful. But just in case, let's do a speed run.
Fraud.
It is the world's first Dolby Vision. It is 4K. It has optical zoom, 2 full-range speakers, auto keystones, autofocus. It has screen alignment, optical avoidance, intelligent eye protection, and wall color adoption. It has a whole bunch of I/O, 2 HDMIs, 1 with eARC support. You got some USBs, you have your internet LAN connection, and then in terms of outputs, you have headphone jack and an optical out. I think what's more important for me to describe to you is my experience with it on a day-to-day level. And one of the best things that I've been able to do with it, because it's so mobile, I moved it to the backyard and set it up so that my wife and I could enjoy watching a movie while having a campfire. I didn't have to set up speakers. I didn't have to try and use a Bluetooth thing. I didn't have to do anything. I set up the projector, put it onto this scrap of material I had laying around, and it looked gorgeous. One of the reasons why is this feature that it has called color adaptation, where it uses a sensor to figure out what the color of the material it's projected onto is. Which is great, because the cloth that I was using is unbleached muslin, and that has a distinctly golden hue to it. So it really did correct within the realm of acceptability. Was it a Delta E score of under 3? Probably not, but we're already in a viewing experience that is not attempting to be perfect. There's lights coming from the house, the fire added heat waves to the movie, but it still looked and sounded great. You know, obviously, one of the biggest talking points is the 4K Dolby Vision, and I think that is something they should be screaming from the mountaintops, because it is very good. So there's 600 nit trims. I don't know how bright 2300 ISO lumens is, to be honest with you. But I do know that Dune was almost too bright, so I had to turn it down because I was in a completely black room and wanted to enjoy it without scorching my eyes. I think it's bright enough. Speaking to audio, now you might be concerned because there's no built-in subwoofer within this, very small chassis. But honestly, it's kind of cool that the speakers included are full range. So the dynamic range is better than you would expect from such a small case. Is it going to beat your sound system? No. Was it ever going to? No. But that's why having audio out is so important. You know, sometimes when you get on the internet, you'll see reviews of a projector, and because it doesn't deliver IMAX quality, it is an inferior product. And I think you have to really hold what's your use case. The draw for this projector was scale and portability, so that my wife and I could enjoy movies in a brand new capacity. And one of the things that I didn't know a projector could mean is how much fun it is to view content with your partner in new ways. I mean, we had so much fun watching movies in the backyard. That said, there's this feature called high color accuracy that genuinely makes it look like a TV. It looked so good. And again, let's not forget what material this is going against. This is going onto a white wall with a massive amount of texture. This is not ideal. Now, you might be wondering why I didn't get a projector screen. Well, because at least for myself, whenever I'm about to buy something new, it becomes kind of a part-time job. And then I started getting into projector screens, and it was turning into a full-time job. And I'm going to get one. I just need some time to get some savings back after buying this projector, and B, finding the right one. If you have any suggestions, because my room is completely white and pretty small, so if there's a projector screen that you think would be best for my situation, I'd love to hear it in the comments, because I am a little overwhelmed with this new facet of home entertainment. One of the things that really sold me on this Xgimi, and honestly my wife as well, is how good it looks. I would not say aesthetics are the most important thing in a purchase of this magnitude, but it's not zero. I don't know about you. Let me know in the comments if I'm completely off base and aesthetics shouldn't matter at all. It should be all about performance. But I disagree with you, respectfully, because my home, there's not a lot of space to hide it. You know what I mean? And so it has to be able to be presentable to folks as they come and see us. So having just this big black box sitting on the top of our ceiling, it's not something that's calling to us. Like a lot of the projectors that people have been buying for years were designed to be in a nook or designed to be in a dedicated space. But these new versions live with us. They are TV replacements, they are laptop replacements, and they have to start playing by those rules. And I think Xgimi gets that. Their Horizon Ultra looks like a premier product. I always knew I was going to get a projector someday. That thrill of the image and scale was instilled in me from a very young age, but I didn't expect it to matter to my wife. I have been so thrilled by this purchase, not just because of the performance and being validated by, the amount of money that I put into it, but because of all the time I've had with my wife. I've purchased a lot of like home theater-y, techie, lifestyle-y stuff. And every time I bring it back, I'm like, look, it's 10% better. Can't you see? And she's like, yeah, I love it. And I love you. But that's not her passion. It's my passion. And that's okay. That's great. But she has never commented more about how much she loves a device than with the Xgimi Horizon Ultra. She has been the instigator to get it set up outside. She's been the instigator of like, hey, let's go to bed and like throw it up onto the wall. It's her favorite thing. I never expected a projector to mean so much to me. But after this past month of watching movies and hanging out and laughing, yeah, it does. It means something for us to sit outside and watch a movie projected on the side of our wall. It's a small thing, but it means so much to me. Ooh, really quick. We also watched Jurassic Park on the big screen. And it was awesome. It was huge. Subscribe. Bye.